Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak, and welcome to Tuesdays with Dr. T. I have decided in the month of Ramadan I'm going to create small videos so that you can focus on the most important part for this month, which is, of course, your deen and akhlaq and doing the fasting and all of those things. And also, you get to work on your child. It is not an end or, because Allah never said in any of the verses of Quran that you only pray and only focus on your deen and do nothing about your child or your income or things like that. Allah wants us to be healthy, happy, and functional so that we can fully dedicate ourselves to Him and His attributes. All right. So if you are not aware, if you are coming back or you are exploring me for the first time, I am Dr. T or Dr. Tasnuva, and I have a PhD on natural medicine. My child is on the spectrum, my son Muhammad, and 5 years ago we started the journey. I have recovered his severe developmental delays in all aspects of his life. It was speech, communication, sleep, poop, not being able to play, social skills, all of those things. We had a plethora of problems going on. And it did not take me 5 years actually. What I meant is we changed our lifestyle, we changed our motto and looking towards autism as a disease or disorder. It's not a disease, by the way. I mean, what I meant is the lens through which I look for autism is so much different than what any other professionals look through. For me, I'm on the spectrum as well. For me, your child can be autistic, but he still can have all the important age-appropriate milestone that is available and that should be available for the child so that the child can have a full-on functional independent life. If that is something that you are interested, this is the right video for you, because this is the part 1 of the 5-part series that I'm gonna make. In part 1, I'm gonna talk about mindset, because mindset is our first pillar of the 5 pillars protocol. So ASA 5 Pillars to Autism Success is my protocol that I have built from Ayurveda and GAPS and experience and knowledge, psychology, emotional well-being, metaphysics, gut health, brain health, all of those things. The first step of getting towards autism recovery or towards helping your child get the maximum brain development, you need to be the one in your own best self. Because if you are not in your own best self, you cannot make the right decisions. Your thoughts, your fears, your negative beliefs, your limiting beliefs are going to affect what sort of choices you make for your child. So if you believe that doctors are like Bhagavans or like God, like whatever they say, they are always right, it could be a limiting factor as well. Because if the doctor that you are sending your child to, or if the doctor that you are going is not guiding you correctly, then you're going to be stuck with a person who is supposed to guide you towards the right direction but who is not. So how do we work on our mindset? A part of the mindset is already made. You already have a mindset. You already have ways of thinking. You already have ways of understanding. You already have ways of believing. You already have ways of doing your own calculations and choices. How do you make or remake and remodel your mindset? You can do that by first understanding your own blocks, where you come from, and understand how energy affects thoughts as well. Each of the emotions that we have, whether it's fear, anxiety, depression, joy, love, all of those emotions have a vibration. So for example, love is a vibration of 550 megahertz. Where else? Death is a vibration of 28 megahertz. Weird, right? Death should be 0 vibration, but no, death is not 0 vibration. Because even when somebody is dead, their body takes time to decompose. There is still cells which are alive, which takes time to decompose. And then also the soul, which is inside, it is transcribing to the next, moving on to the next era. Death is 28 megahertz, but did you know that shame is 25 megahertz? That means shame actually is lower vibration than death. When you have a child on the spectrum and you feel ashamed of that child, or you feel ashamed of yourself as a parent for procreating that child, you will be always vibrating at 25 megahertz, which is lower than death. Do you think you're gonna make right decisions? You're gonna make healthy decisions, healthy choices from that state? I don't think so. And look at your life right now. If you are having a hard time with changing the diet, like really get up from your couch or bed and do the changes, then you are probably stuck in that vibration. And by the way, another vibration that is very low is fear. Fear is about 35-ish. So fear is actually something that is preventing us from moving to the higher vibration. So your fear of failure, your fear of success is also a thing. Your fear of failing over and over, your fear that if you spend money on this program or in this protocol, then if it does not work, then your husband or in-laws or parents, anybody who's being the sponsor, will be very angry, make you feel more guilty and shame you and blame you, then you are not going to make that choice. A lot of the times people joined our program like 6MD after many years of following me. They had to overcome the huge hurdle of their fear and blocks, and it took them sometimes 1 to 2 years. Sometimes people join me after 2 years of following me, and people who are not stuck in their fear energy, they are in the higher energy, they join me with just 1 month of seeing me in the YouTube videos, because they're like, I know she's talking something of sense, and I'm gonna follow her and I'm gonna work with her and see how far it goes. So the people who joined me after 2 years, and then they were like, oh my God, Dr. T, if I knew it was so easy, the protocol was so easy and so much effective, I would have joined 2 years ago. I wasted 2 years of my time, of my child's time, thinking that you are actually over expensive. No, we are not. Here's the thing. If you go for a stem cell therapy, it's gonna take at least $10,000 US. If you go for biomed, it's around the same amount. What we charge for our 6MD, which is the most complete program, because it has all the 5 pillars customized for you, and because it's Ramadan, we are giving extra bonuses, 33%, 2 months of extra coaching, 7 extra individual one-to-one calls. Now anybody joining the 6MD program in Ramadan, they are actually getting half of the program as one-to-one and half of it as group, versus the regular way of doing 6MD is mostly 80% group communication and maybe 20% of one-to-one. If you join 6MD within the Ramadan period, you will actually get 33% more and about 50% of one-to-one interaction and support, which is gonna really help you get the results. Coming back to the mindset part, we are going to help you with cognitive behavioral therapy. We are going to do NLP. We are going to teach you self-regulation. We are going to teach you how to find your trauma root and uproot that trauma and throw it out of your body and mind, because your body stores trauma. Your body stores stuck emotion, and stuck emotion and negative emotion creates not just the fear and the upset and distress in your body, it also creates disease and disorders in your body. And those stuck emotions you have passed on to your child, just like genetics are passed on. There is a study that has been proven, and I'm gonna link it in the description. You can watch that. So we pass on trauma to our kids. Our stuck trauma is also traumatizing our child, as well as me and us not being in our best self is also traumatizing the child. You might think your child doesn't understand anything just because he's not talking. No, your child understands every single thing, even more than a neurotypical child, because God has given him an extra sensory perception, ESP. So if you want to understand, really go deep into the trauma healing, because I am 100% sure every single mom who has a child on the spectrum are traumatized. They have some form of deep trauma, deep shame, deep blame, deep anger, frustration that they're holding on to, and that is affecting their own self. Our program, alhamdulillah, it works not just on the child. 50% of the work that we do in the program is for the mother and 50% on the child, because I believe, and I have seen from my own recovery journey, that when I was stable and happy and not succumbing to my traumas, my son was making faster progress. So sometimes some of my students get stuck in a plateau and then they are like, why am I not moving forward? I tell them you're not moving forward because there are still some very important major blocks inside of you that you need to go and annihilate. And you can learn all of those tools and techniques inside the program, of course. And even if you don't join the program, there are many free videos that I have made in the YouTube on mindset. Please go and watch them. I'm not going to take more of your time because I said it's going to be a shorter, small part. This one was part 1. This one was about how mindset affects your child's vibration, your child's recovery, your child's brain development, because mindset is the first pillar. And our last pillar, the 5th pillar, is actually parenting, need-based parenting. And you can only parent your child to the extent of success needed if your mindset is intact. No, they are connected. Next week, inshallah, or maybe sometime this week, if I find the time, I'm gonna make the part 2 of the series, which will be about diet. Part 3 will be about detox, part 4 will be about lifestyle, and part 5 will be about need-based parenting. And please do not forget that you get 33% extra if you join during Ramadan. I'm gonna leave a link to the program in the description. Please check that out. And if you want to talk to me, bring your husband, book your clarity call. It's free for this month. After that, it's gonna become what is the thing called, paid. And bring your husband, let's talk, and let's start the year with stronger food so that by next Ramadan, your child is way more stable than he is in this Ramadan. See you in the next one. Allah Hafiz.